Hey, everybody. Welcome to No Spring Chicken with April Walterscheid. That's me. It's the loner podcast where I do a podcast with myself because if you don't know, I had been posting in my stories, my Instagram stories, to maybe 50 people, just talking about whatever I think of that's bothering me or stuff like doing impressions, whatever I find interesting. And I just got a comedy manager. His name is Tony. And he's like, hey, you need something, April. You don't want to have your own comedy show. You need something. You need to not hide in your stories anymore. You need to put it out on your feed. And let's make a podcast of your stories. And so you're not hiding and you get more fans, maybe. Maybe you'll like this. I don't know. Maybe you'll like what I talk about. It's going to be random subjects. So throughout the week or the past like couple weeks I've been keeping track. Like if I think of something, I'll write it down if I remember. Because sometimes you ever just like think of a thought and you just think it's something you're just thinking about, it's bothering you, but you don't think it's going to be interesting to talk about, so you don't write it down. So I've been writing stuff down. I've been trying to remember um even on the last episode. This is episode 2. Yay, we made it. Episode 2. Even the last episode I did, there's things I forgot to talk about and I highlighted them. I mean, I have a Google Doc, just so you know. I might be jumping around on subjects, but I have a Google Doc on what's going to be talked about. And oh, what's so great about my manager, by the way, is if you can put content out there as a comedian or creative, whatever, and not hide in your stories, it's actually oddly freeing, like you've joined a religion. Because in my stories, my comedy manager Tony said to just put my comedy shows and get people to sign up for my email list, which is beacons.ai/April Walterscheid, or go to aprilwalterscheid.com, WALTERSCHEID, aprilwalterscheid.com, to sign up for my email list and see what comedy shows. I have nothing coming up right now, by the way. My last one was on April 18th. I'm working on it. But yeah, it frees you up. Like, and also, I guess he told me don't respond to DMs because it's a liability. I'm learning so much from Tony. He's like, don't respond to guys asking you out through your DMs or hitting on you for any reason. Even if I was on a dating app looking for followers, don't respond to them at all. And that's just, it's great to have someone in your corner just sticking up for you. And I've never had that. It's always me just helping other people, I feel like. And I've never had anyone focus on me. Tony wanted this centered more. Let's see if we can do it. Okay. He's going to love that. Um, what I want to talk about. So I just turned, well, there's so much to talk about. Okay. So I just turned 40, April 9th. Yep, I was born in 1985. I did a comedy show. Turning 40, it's weird when you hit like a new decade because I still feel I'm 39. I mean, I'm starting to see like my jowls. I'm starting to see like I have to use a red light to get this angle. I mean, I have to use one of those like glidey things that has, it's like a red light and it has like electromagnetic vibrations to even get my jawline to stay where it's at. I feel like my jawline is starting to disappear into my neck. And that's, it kind of did when I was younger, but like now it's more getting jowls. And besides that, I just feel 39. And besides, like, I feel like I'm hunching over more. But other than that, could be because I'm doing like upper body work with soulsyncbody.com. It's how I work out. Oh, by the way, if you see this light, if you're listening, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But the video, there's a light flickering back here. And yes, it's possessed. There's a ghost. I'm just kidding. This is it's flickering. This A, it's like lights in the shape of an A for April. My dad got it for me. And it's flickering because I don't know how to replace the bulbs. I looked up how, and it's very complicated. So I just decided not to. But yeah, back to being 40. It's weird. The selection of men today are all old now. I'm reading off my notes right now. The selection of men today is they're all old now. I'd rather not be with anyone, even more now than back when I was 25 and I had gotten cheated on previously at like 23. I don't want to be with anyone then either. And people are like who are too young or just annoying, and it's weird. I'm at that age where like any guy I date, if I ever date again, is gonna be old. And it's not just some 6-year old hitting on me when I was like 30. It's like I'm scared of like the bodies I'm gonna see. Like I'm not perfect either. Like I got good abs though. I will say that, and an ass. But yeah, I'm kind of scared of like the baggage I'm gonna run into if I decide to date. I've got my own baggage, but other people's baggage. I can barely handle my roommate's baggage or my family's baggage. I can barely handle anything I hear. I just want to, anything I hear in the world, like I have single paned windows. If I hear someone talking about their drama outside the window here in LA, like as they're walking, I'm just like, I check out. I'm just like, oh my God, it's not even interesting. I'm at the age where like nobody's drama. I'm trying to be interested in people, but it's hard. I'm just hurt. I've seen so much. And I'm going to see more. When I'm 80, I'm going to be like, I've seen so much. Why am I still alive? Yeah, it's so I'll talk about like how I was in Arizona for my 40th birthday. It was very rushed. It was very I wanted to make a cake. I want to make a Care Bear cake. I have a Care Bear cake folder on my laptop. All these designs I found on Pinterest and I saved the photos and I was like, I'm gonna make like cupcakes. Maybe like the cake cupcake where you put all the cupcakes together in the shape of a bear face and then like put frosting. I used to make cakes when I was like a teenager, so I can do it. I have like I was like self-trained through a book I got on at Michael's or something. And I was going to make a cake and then when I went to Arizona, so my birthday was a Wednesday. I get to Arizona to spend it with my family on like a Sunday. I flew in, decided to fly, not drive. So I'm like taking the city bus everywhere. I mean, the city bus is fun. It's cheaper than an Uber or Lyft. My mom picked me up from the airport, so that took care of that. I had an Uber from like my apartment to LAX. That was a cost I didn't want to have to pay, but I did. Um, it's my own trip. This is what I decided to do. I'm taking the bus everywhere. I got my routes done in Arizona because it's like $50 as opposed to 250 in LA. Although she does a better job. She's in Santa Monica. Her name is Miriam, and she does a way better job. But I was like, I'm going to be in Arizona. Let's do my roots at a beauty school that I like. So I took the bus there, and it's just a lot of busing, and I really just needed like milk and vegan butter to make like at least cupcakes for my birthday, and I just didn't even get that done because by the time I got my hair done, it was like 10 p.m. And like in Mesa, Arizona, the buses run till 10, maybe 10:30. The rest of Phoenix all till like 1 a.m. But for some reason, Mesa's very Mormon and they have their buses. And I took the bus when I was like 18 to 25, took the city bus in Arizona and the Phoenix area. Same thing. It's like they haven't changed. It's like, get with the times. People have lives. And it doesn't even run on Sunday. But luckily I was there during the week. But luckily my on my birthday, my sister-in-law caught wind that I did not have time to make any vegan cake for my birthday. I was just going to buy these really expensive cupcakes. They're delicious. They're like 4 cupcakes for like $6 at like Sprouts or Whole Foods. It's like red velvet. I forgot the company name. They have other flavors, but she's made me a cake that was vegan, and she's like, "What flavors do you want?" And I'm like, "I get flavor choices." Wow. I told her I want to like raspberry and like vegan cream cheese frosting, and it can be a dairy cake. I'm just kidding. It has to be a vegan cake. So she made a funfetti cake, and I actually had bought Care Bear like I don't know. They're like little cardboard cutouts, but they're like they have popsicle sticks, and it was like $7 on Amazon, like 30 of those. We took like 5 of them and like decorated the cake. And we had to be careful to like not light the candles on. Or sorry, we had to be careful during lighting the candles not to light them on fire because they were made of paper and they were like right by the candles. But yeah, so the cake was taken care of, and I just had to take. I want to take care of like doing some sort of dinner for my family, just my family, like my mom, dad, my brother, my sister-in-law, my niece and nephew, and then my brother's mother-in-law. Um, so I went to like Trader Joe's to get vegan orange chicken and like vegetables, like broccoli and carrots, and then I got regular orange chicken for the rest of my family because they're not vegan, and I wanted to make that for them, even though I am against it. How well, meat. I'm in Duolingo, by the way. I'm on Duolingo French. I've been there for like 6 years, like barely making progress. But we've gotten to the vegan part of Duolingo in French, and it's been fun. That's been fun. Um, I highly suggest the vegan level of any language you're learning on Duolingo. I'm sure you'll get there if you're learning German, whatever it is. It's really fun, like the examples that they do in Duolingo. It's great. I feel so seen, you know? I feel like, wow, this choice I've made in life, partly because I am allergic to dairy and I don't like the gaminess of meat and I don't want to have a premature heart attack, that I'm glad. I feel very seen. But yeah, so I'm making this dinner and basically my brother, this is very rushed. The actual birthday celebration was rushed because um my brother was off work at 4:30 p.m. I get there about 4:30, 4:45. Start making the rice, the brown rice that I found on my parents' cabinet. Takes the longest. So I need like 20 to 30 minutes for that. It's short grain or long grain. I don't even know. Um, but I'm making that, and then I'm trying to like eventually start making the vegan orange chicken and the regular orange chicken, but don't mix them. Don't mix the spatulas. I need like 5 spatulas for everything separate. So I make that. Sister-in-law is almost done with the cake, which is great. And my parents, so basically to do all this, I took the bus just on my birthday to go rent a car. I rented a Nissan Versa and they upgraded me for my birthday. They're like, we're going to give you a Hyundai Sonata, but like a 2024. And I'm like, okay, cool. And they make it sound like, oh, we're going to upgrade you for your birthday. But it's already like in the parking lot. Like they have it ready. And I'm like, you were going to give me this car. You don't have a Versa on site or it's not clean. But hey, I'll go with it. It's my birthday. So I rented a car. And at this point, this is before I knew my sister-in-law was going to like make the cake for me. So I'm just like, the whole trip, I was like, a lot of anxiety. Probably how I'm coming across in this podcast, but like just a lot of like can't sleep every night. It was a very stressful trip, but worth it. But I just lost a lot of sleep on that trip, and every night I'd go to bed, no caffeine. Most of the days, my heart was just pounding. It could be that I'm scared of my dad sometimes, and I grew up walking around on eggshells around him. That could be it too. And my parents were preparing for like a trade show, so they're coming home late every night, and that could be why. But I rented a car so that I could drive out to my brother's house. He's in Phoenix, the area, but like in a different county. He's in La Paz. Actually, I just don't know the name of the county. I forget. But he's in a different county. Phoenix is really big. When he moved to where he moved and he said he was in a different county, I was like, oh, Phoenix is huge. Okay. So I have to drive out there. And it's like from Mesa, I have to drive like southeast. And it's like still like an hour from my parents' house. But yeah. And then eventually my parents show up. So I'm out there making vegan orange chicken. My parents show up. And I told people I don't want gifts, but they still got me gifts. Actually, I told everyone I wanted gifts that would fit in my suitcase at the airport. That's what I said. And then I had that comedy show to go to in Desert Ridge, which was like super North Phoenix, hour and like 10 minutes away from my brother's house in like southeast, super southeast Phoenix. Like, oh, he almost lives in Florence. Like, if you look up where Florence is, he's almost down there. So yeah, it's very rushed. I don't like with my niece and nephew. I had seen them a couple days before at like a dinner we did with my mom's half sister. I got to meet her, but her name is Kelly. But like so I got to spend time with my niece and nephew, but like at their I just feel weird rushing stuff when it's my niece and nephew involved because they're not going to stay little forever. Like my nephew's 9 and my niece is 7, and they wanted to hang out, but I'm like, I gotta make this food. I usually hang out with them. I just kind of felt bad. But yeah, I remember I know how like kids are just from seeing my niece and nephew. So when I gave my nephew, he likes orange chicken apparently. I gave him like one little piece and like a little bit of rice and like a broccoli on a little pastel rainbow Care Bear inspired plate that my sister-in-law had. Gave him a little. I know kids don't eat everything you give them just based on observing them growing up. So to see his face, he ate the orange chicken and he was like, mm. And then he like he ate his whole plate of like just barely anything. And then he got up and because I was just testing him, I'm like, are you going to eat this? Because I didn't make a lot. I actually didn't make enough regular orange chicken. My brother made like after he ate the regular orange chicken, the meat orange chicken and the vegetables and the rice, he got up and like made himself a pizza. So I did not make enough. But yeah, my nephew kind of got up and like got more meat orange chicken, and that made me feel good that I made something he likes. Who doesn't like orange chicken? I liked it. Panda Express as a kid. I liked chicken Chinese, it's probably racist, but Chinese chicken salad, chicken chop salad, and like yeah, the orange chicken at Panda Express. Those are like my favorite things growing up, and it still is. I still like used to eat sushi. Now it's just vegan sushi with like vegan salmon and vegan tuna at Whole Foods. There's a place on Melrose I need to try if they're still open. I think they do vegan sushi. Yeah, and then after that, I opened presents. I got um the Lego flowers from my sister-in-law. That's amazing. I've started making that. I plan to spray like perfume on some of them so that they actually smell. And what else? I got money from my brother's mother-in-law. And at 40 to still get money from people is kind of weird. Like, because people who were 40 when I was like younger, like 15, they were giving me money. So it's just weird. I think it's kind of weird to get money. I'm like, I'm 40 and I still get cash and checks and PayPal money from my relatives. This is interesting. It was like weird times. Millennials are just forever kids, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I opened all the presents. I opened cards. My mom wrote me a letter. She signed it from my dad and my mom, but she wrote me a letter. I thought AI wrote it, and she said no. And I'm like, okay, good. Just checking. Because it was not that she can't write, but I was just like, whoa, this is so well written. I didn't know you felt this way. But I didn't have time to read it because I'm heading to the Desert Ridge Improv to do a show. And I invited some friends, and my manager's going to film the set. My manager, Tony's going to film my set. And I want to leave at like 5:45 because I need to be there by like 6:45. I had planned to at least get there by 7 because the show starts at 7:30. They wanted us there early. So I'm like about to like head out, and then my dad pulls out his letter, and it's really sweet. He sent it via Facebook message. But I'm like saying my goodbyes, and then he starts reading this letter out loud that he sent, yeah, on Facebook. He had like a Facebook Messenger group chat with the family, and he sent it there. And he calls it a roast. My dad he's probably why I do comedy at all, and Mr. Bean, and just stuff my dad showed me, like Pink Panther, the people version, not the cartoon, like just stuff I saw as a kid that I was exposed to, and then how my dad is as a person is probably why I do stand up comedy. But he has this letter. He calls it a roast, but it's not. It's more like a in 1985, Prince had this album out. Like it's more like a thing you'd see in the news where they're like, on this date in blah blah blah, this was going on. The Cold War started or something like that. But he's calling it a roast, and I'm like, okay, it was a nice thing. It was a je ne sais pas. I don't know what. Very. I'm glad it wasn't a roast because I roast my dad in my stand-up comedy, and I'd be so livid if he roasted me in real life. I think he's put me through enough. No, if it was a roast, that'd be fun because I've been like roasted like back in the day, not even back in the day, like 2017. There's like an Arizona comedians group on Facebook, and you could like post your photo and have people roast you. And I got like 300 roasts, and you like learn so much about yourself. So it's actually really cool to learn what you look like, where you can make new jokes from, or steal what they wrote. I would just steal the roasts that they wrote about me. Some of them are in my stand-up act to this day. Um, he's reading it and he starts crying, and I'm staring at my sister-in-law. I'm like, she told me my dad has empathy, and I'm like, is it toxic empathy? Is it like weaponized empathy? Like I'm just questioning it. We were just making eye contact, like as he's reading it, and he starts crying, and it's just a weird time for someone to cry when you're trying to leave. It's like I wanna be there for him, but I'm also like I might get fired from this show. It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to like pull out the crying when someone's trying to leave. Like I could have he could have like showed me that gift first. That could have been the first gift was his letter maybe. It just seems like it's all about him, and it's kind of weird. I grew up like as some of you may know from my Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, I grew up as a dismissive avoidant, I found out through a therapist. Actually, self-inflicted therapy. I am with a therapist, but I kind of went further and researched this on my own to find out what my attachment style was through like another person, something Tyus. I forgot her name, but she talks about attachment styles. I gotta find her name. I feel weird that I forgot her name. Thais Gibson, I think. Yeah. So dismissive avoidant with my friends and strangers, anxious with my family. But I took another quiz recently and found out I'm secure. I'm more getting towards secure attachment, and that's great progress for me. Um, so like growing up, if I had emotions, I was like talked out of them or just dismissed. Like if I had unless I was happy, neutral, or calm, it was like um, emotions are bad. And I think even like maybe even people with secure attachment, if they feel sad, maybe they even kind of question like, why do I feel this way? Why do I stop it? Stop feeling this way. We gotta feel good. I guess I think humans don't like feeling sad or crying or vulnerable, hence why people drink and take drugs. So I think that's maybe it's not just me, maybe it's everyone. Um, Avoiding emotions and turning to sex and drugs and boba tea. Boba tea is what I turn to. Eating too much. In 2022, I kind of started eating a little too much, I think because I missed my family. And then I got on Noom, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a storm eating, and there's other outlets besides eating for my emotions. Okay, I should just check in with myself more often. I mean, I journal like hundreds of pages. Like I have a journal, like a physical journal, and then I have journal on Google Docs. It's just endless. It's just like hundreds of pages. So I do my best to get it out. Maybe it'll be a book one day. But yeah, I'm trying to leave, and I'm just like awkward. He's crying. I think Um, I think my dad's emotions probably weren't validated when he was younger. So any chance he has to show emotions, I feel like we're supposed to celebrate it as a family and but not our own emotions. And I'm trying to unlearn that. Like if I feel bad, it's okay. If I feel like crying, it's okay. Um it's just feelings, everything's just a feeling. It's not like good or bad. It's just there's I look at I'm so dismissive avoidant or I was that I had to look up a feelings wheel. If you Google feelings wheel, you get to see like the array of I love words. I'm a comedian, so I love adjectives and words and I like learning new words for sad, like devastated and I don't know what else. I'm kind of still dismissive avoidant. Happy, gleeful and joyous and those like in between emotions, those gray area emotions, I love learning that stuff. So I always check that. I don't really have it up right now on my screen. But yeah, I just had to go. I'm like, there, Dad. It's great. Thank you. And he's like crying. And I'm like, I really gotta go. I just left. And I felt kind of bad, but I had to go. I also am learning like my thoughts are not my parents' thoughts. I'm just learning that. At like 39 through therapy, like the enmeshment is not enmeshing with me anymore. That's how dismissive avoidant talks. They talk like the coneheads. It is not enmeshing with me anymore. Like Jane Curtin and Dan Aykroyd. I saw that movie again on the way to New York City. That's the movie I chose to watch. I might post that video, that New York City video. I might post that. Yeah, so that was my birthday. Just kind of rushed and like panicked for 4 days, but especially on my birthday. Oh man. I also I filmed a commercial. I did a commercial audition in my childhood bedroom. My parents are like stage 2/3 hoarders, but they won't admit it. Like, don't ask them because like they're gonna tell you they're not, and you should believe them. They're allowed to have their own thoughts. I'm allowed to think they're hoarders. They're allowed to think they're not hoarders because we're not enmeshed. I'm allowed to have my own autonomous thoughts. I am learning in my super late 30s, now early 40s. It's great. Yeah, so I was telling my agent, like, hey, I can't record this audition for a non alcoholic drink. It's not LaCroix, but it's another one that might be similar. We already filmed it, so maybe I think I can talk about this. We already filmed it. It's going to be out soon. It's like a Mother's Day commercial for Mother's Day. Um, I was like, hey, I'm in my childhood bedroom. It's like, it looks worse than anything back here. Like, there's boxes and I don't have my lighting. I don't have my ring light, which I'm kind of using. I'm using two lights today, and I don't have my ring light. And he's like, you know what? My commercial agent is Adam, and he's like, I've had people film their auditions while doing the LA Marathon. I'm like, what? And every time I watch something on like YouTube where somebody books something, like as far as a commercial, that they show you the final what it looks like in the commercial, and then they show you like their self tape. And the self tape is always like this. It just looks like, I mean, just a weird, just something kind of going on in the background. This is not this much, but just like a wall that's like jagged, like a door here, and then like a wall here, just like weird angles, but still kind of like neutral. It's always like a weird situation. And they book it. So I'm like, I was thinking that. I'm like, you know what? This is imperfect. And let's do it. Let's fucking do it. I had also been watching a guy named Dan Warner on YouTube a few days before I went to Phoenix/Mesa, Arizona. And there was something that clicked for me in one of his videos. He booked like an IKEA commercial, and there's like 7 seconds where I got to see his self tape, and he was just very normal, like how I'm talking right now. Like, hey, here's your popcorn. And that was it. And he booked it. And I'm like, I'm going to do that in this audition. Just sound as normal as possible and not like have this like actor voice. Like, hey, do you like this product? Yay. Just my normal talking voice. And I even had a scene where I had to like pretend I was in a bathtub and I filmed it on the ground, kind of like angled like this with a towel on my head because it's like I'm in the bath. So like a bath towel. And there's like all my parents like hoarding stuff is around me. There's like old car mats, there's empty boxes, there's like an desk he hasn't set up. My dad hasn't set up yet. There's an old filing cabinet. There's a bags of stuff, and I'm just like leaning into it, pretending that's the tub. And gosh dang it, guys, I booked it. I found out I booked it. I had to do so. I had one audition, sent it in. I used the window light, like the window to my childhood bedroom. I just used the window as my lighting. I set the camera on a box that was very tall and put towels behind it that I found in the room somewhere. And yeah, I freaking booked it. But before that, I had to do a callback, so I didn't know. The day I leave Phoenix, my agent's like, "You have to do a callback," and I go, "I'm flying right when the callback is," and he's like, "Oh shoot." He's like, "You know what? People, you're gonna have to film it at the airport, April, because people have done callbacks at the LA Marathon as well." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll do it." So I was gonna like do find a quiet corner at Sky Harbor International Airport and just try to do the callback on Zoom. But then the casting director was like, "No, we'll just wait till you get back to LA." So I got back to LA around like 5:30 in my I mean, I landed at like 4:15, 4:30, but I got back to my apartment at 5:30 and I did like 10 different improvised situations with the writers of the commercial and the casting director and some other people. And I guess if you're doing a bunch of like take like different takes, that's good. Like if they just wanted you to do one or two and then like, okay, we're done. Like let's try if they just have you try one or two things or one thing in a callback and they're like, okay, thank you. Yeah, thanks for showing up and making us hang out till 5:30 p.m. for this. Like that's not good. But they had me do 10 different improvised situations with these characters and that's a good sign. I've heard from Dan Warner that that's a good sign that they are going to book you. And I think the next day, Adam said, "You're on a veil, which means you need to be available because they want to cast you, but they're not sure yet. But you're pretty close to being cast. Like you're one of like maybe 3 or 5 people they want to cast." And then what's weird, I don't believe in, I kind of believe in signs, but I try not to believe in that woo woo stuff. But the character's name is Amina. It doesn't matter in the commercial, but they named each character. Her name is Amina. And I remember being on my way to the credit union the day I got a veil. And I looked down to the sidewalk. LA is known for like little ink stamps advertising albums coming out. So on the sidewalk, they just have designs randomly stamped on the sidewalk. I think they wash off eventually from like the February rains. But I saw one that said Amina on the sidewalk. And I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, does that mean I booked it? I'm like, maybe. I just kind of saw it and forgot it. I was like, "Pff." I took a photo though, so I'd remember it forever. But I was like, that's funny. That's the character's name. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean I got it. But no, guys, I got that's it. So I auditioned for like, I don't know, 4 different characters in the commercial. I could have been any one of them. And that's one of the Amina was one of the characters' names. But I didn't know. So I booked the commercial like that night. I got word that I booked it. But I still didn't know who I was playing. I could have been playing like Corinne or whoever else is in the commercial. I didn't find out who I was playing until I went to the fitting where they had me try on a bunch of like things for the commercial, swimsuits. Ooh la la. I found out right at the fitting that I booked Amina. So that's interesting. Is that interesting? Yeah. Believe in yourself. Okay, guys, believe in yourself. That's the message here. Talk normal. If you're commercials, I'm probably going to do a whole video on this when the commercial's out. I'll probably put my audition tape and then the commercial side by side, or, one after the other, talk about it. But yeah, if you haven't booked a commercial, just talk normal. Talk how you would talk to a friend. Like literally, like how I'm talking right now. Like, hey, what's up? Like that. Like you're like they commercial casting truly wants you to be yourself, even if you think it's boring and flawed. It's so interesting. Thank you, Dan Warner. Um, Dan Warner and I are doing like a free acting session on Monday. He's gonna have me. I've been working on a script he gave me. He wants to do like this this free coaching thing with me on Zoom, and I'm like, yay! Because I told him I've never booked a commercial. I've been like an extra in a commercial, like a Herdez salsa commercial, like in the background at someone's birthday party, or I've been in the background of an Arizona lottery commercial at a desk pretending I was a receptionist. I've never been like in a commercial with lines. And it just feels good that my agent Adam has stuck with me for about 3 years, and I get to like pay him 20%. It feels good. It feels so good. Well, guys, is there anything that I'm like really wanting to mention? I'm going to look at my notes here. I didn't get to everything, but that's just more stuff for another episode, of course. Oh, I got to talk about this. I just noticed that after I talked about this amazing feat of booking a commercial, and I've never booked one with lines before, let's talk about turning 40 again. I can't really talk about this I don't know if YouTube will take it down, but my hoo ha, my down there, it's changing. I think my hormones are changing. My V, you guys know what I'm talking about, I hope. My vagina is it's changing. Have you ever smelled, how can I put this? Have you ever smelled the women's bathroom at a Walmart supercenter? It's like, what is that smell? It's kind of nice, but it's also like pungent and weird. Like weird. I even think Bath and Body Works had a scent like that at one time. It's like a weird Bath and Body Works scent mixed with like a vayayay scent. I hope I'm not saying like something else. I hope the vayayay isn't in another language. It means something else really bad. I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. My down there, my area, my hoo ha, my whatchamacallit, my muffin, my cat, my kitty cat down there that all the guys are in love with for some reason. The smell is changing, okay? Like my period will end, but I still have like that Walmart Supercenter women's bathroom smell going on. And I don't like it, guys. I don't, this is very graphic, but I don't like it. I looked up vitamins I should take to balance out my hormones, and I started spironolactone, but I don't really like the side effects. But it turns out, even if I take like saw palmetto, which they make it for women, isn't that interesting? It just prevents you from like losing your hair, I guess. And for guys, it helps with um, the thing in their bottom, the thing that's located within their buttocks. Helps with a lot of things. I was gonna take like DIM, David, Ian, Michael, DIM, but even those have side effects. So I was trying to look up like foods I should be eating to like balance out my hormones. I'll probably get a hormone test at some point to see if I'm more like is it headed towards more testosterone or estrogen. I'm starting to get more black hairs on my chin, so I bet I'm headed towards more testosterone. Um, but yeah, it turns out that I'm already eating all the stuff Google suggests to balance out my hormones, like flaxseed, broccoli, green tea. What else? Other stuff that yogurt, other stuff that's good for you. Turmeric. Always sounds like cancer when I say turmeric. I don't know how to say it. It sounds like I'm saying tumor, but it's a spice. A tumor that's a spice. Turmeric. Yeah, I'm already eating that stuff. But you know what? I was dog sitting for the past week, and they have a ton of like Costco sized peanut butter pretzels, and that's all I was eating all week. And that's probably not healthy. So that might be why I smell down there right now. There's like a that must be it. That must be it. Punchline. Musk or must? Musk isn't cool right now, so let's go with must. Well, thank you for listening to this podcast, episode 2. I really appreciate it. By the way, I'm trying to get on more comedy shows. Reaching out to be booked on. I'm reaching out to be booked on comedy shows. My manager is as well, but I'm also doing it, and it's just weird because you don't get a response most of the time. You don't know if they read your email. Like if I don't get a response to an email, I'm just like, "Oh my god, they hate me. I'm done. I should just why am I living?" That is how you feel. Just there's like unknown. I just hate reaching out. But with Tony helping me with my career, it feels a little easier. But if you're listening from like a city that I should perform in and like the exact place I should perform and you want to see me at a comedy club or like a comedy show in your area, please do email me. My email is on my website, aprilwalterscheid.com. Again, that's WALTERSCHEID, aprilwalterscheid.com. Or my email's on there, but my email is bookcomedianapril@gmail.com. Just let me know where I should perform next, and I will try to get on. Maybe make a little tour. Well, thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate you being here. It means a lot because people dump on me about stuff going on in their life, and I'm like, how did I get stuck in this? We're like 40 minutes in. How do I tell them I'm busy? How did I? They've been doing that to me all my life, but now I get to do it to you guys. We are at 42 minutes, and thank you for listening. Please subscribe to this podcast. Please subscribe to wherever you see this podcast on Apple or YouTube. Subscribe. Bye, guys. Thank you.